I think they have got to stop using the economic climate as an answer for everything. Yes, we are undoubtedly going through very difficult financial times, but there are some things that are worth more than money, and justice happens to be one of those things. Nobody's suggesting that they should go on throwing money, if they ever did, at the legal system, but they have to pay properly and fairly the people who do a difficult, hard, and often all-consuming job. And it is simply unfair to those individuals who work within the system, but much more so it's unfair to the members of the public who depend on them. So can you imagine a couple split up, they're arguing over where the children live, which of the two of them the children live with, and they've got to go to court and they've got to try rationally and calmly to argue that in front of a judge. That's the direct impact this will have on ordinary members of the public. And vast numbers of members of the public go through family breakdown. Lots of people have housing problems, employment problems. And then you move on to things like immigration, where you've got some of the most vulnerable people, many of whom don't have English as a first language, and they will be trying to represent themselves, and they won't know what the law is, and they won't know what the procedure is. This is a small method of filling the gap, but it's far from perfect. Well, the Bar Council, along with many other bodies, fought these changes every step of the way. We carried out an enormously detailed and dedicated lobbying campaign. We spoke to dozens, maybe more, MPs and peers about it. We brought about some changes in the House of Lords, but they were all undone when it went back to the Commons again. And we were opposed to it before it was implemented, and we are opposed to it now. We think it's wrong in principle to deny legal aid to those who simply cannot afford to be represented. We think it's wrong in principle to deny representation to some of the most vulnerable in society. But we also think that it's foolish in practical terms, because cases will take longer, the courts will become clogged up with litigants in person arguing about points that are just not relevant, just not material. Judges will stop being judges and become a sort of combination of somebody conducting an inquiry and a social worker. The court staff will be put under huge pressure, and all of that will ultimately cost more. So not only do we think it's wrong as a matter of principle, we think it's entirely wrong on a practical basis too.